What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we are going to be reacting to TYDEBO'S point guard tier list, lads. So, before we get on to it, if you guys are new to this channel, subscriber trying to hit 280,000 subscribers by the end of this month. It's going to be very, very close. Right now, we are like 1,120 off. So, again, it's going to be really, really close. As well as that, go subscribe to Ty. He's currently on 82.7k. Let's try to get him to 100k as soon as possible. He's gonna easily hit it by the end of the year. So, well, the end of 2K22. So, let's see if honestly he's probably gonna, if we can get it to him by the summer, that'd be insane. So anyway, now let's get on to the video. This is his point guard tier list. As far as I'm aware, he did use secondary point guards, and that is perfectly fine as long as it's consistent with it. The reason why I don't like doing that is because the reason why I keep it as primaries is for point guards and centers specifically. For point guards, it works really well, and for centers, it works really well. Whereas you have all of them together, because, for example, most guys that are SG point guards, you're going to use as point guard. It's very rare you see a point guard, shooting guard, you're going to use as a shooting guard. It's just for me that when it gets to two guard, small forward, I don't like to have the same players on both lists. And when it comes to like two guard, small forward, power forward, and a power forward, even power forward and center, there's a lot of centers you're going to run a power forwards you prefer to run a center. And the problem is that most guys, like Kevin Garnett, is equally as good at both positions. Guys like Serge are very good at both positions. There's a lot of guys, like heck, Giannis is better at power forward, but you could argue Giannis is one of the best centers in the game. So I just like to keep consistent, which is why I'm doing it. But Ty's obviously putting guys' secondary position in, which works equally as well. Because again, guys like Dwayne, there's two sides to it. Obviously, on one side, for consistency reasons, I do it the way I do. But guys like Dwayne Wade and Donovan Mitchell, you're obviously playing at point guard. So I can see the reasoning for doing it the way Ty is here anyway. So should be quite interesting.
What is good, yo? It's your boy Ty back here with another video. And in this video today, we are going
let's
to
get the first one.
Tier list, kind of compared to what.
Considering most of these cards are good, Caruso's probably like D, C, D.
We have been doing in the past.
C.
But before we dive any further, if you are new to the channel and have not yet, please consider smash that's like, budget point guards. Then obviously Alex Caruso would be a little bit better.
C.
Still 6'4", 6'5" wingspan. He's a solid card all the way around for budget.
It's hard to put him lower than C, I think.
Alex Caruso is solid. The problem is he's only really solid at the defensive end of the court. Slasher dribble style, not really going to be.
I play him at the 2.
Good at making plays.
I play him shooting guard, which is mad.
I think that really limits how good I can be, or how high I can be on Alex Caruso. The card's definitely not terrible, and if he's your point guard on your team,
yeah,
you better
he's
have
correct.
a
I think
dude at this shooting guard that can move and groove. AI
B.
Let's just go C tier. I can't.
He's not bad.
Allen Iverson kind of.
He's not bad.
Look, guys, offensively, he is still going to be one of the top point guards in the game. For what Alex Caruso might lack on the offensive end of the court.
Yeah, but like half ball stripper means that he doesn't get mashed that much. Like Iverson's not a good defender. I will give you that, but he's not the same. He's way better than Caruso.
That makes up for what AI might lack on the defensive end of the court. Alex Caruso.
I mean, AI can. He's got ball stripper.
Game, I don't know who I'd rather prefer, Alex Caruso or AI.
Like I understand the logic of being like in a competitive game, but in the grand scheme of things, first of all, at least 50% of the people watching this right now are not in the top bracket of SBMM. Like when like a lot of us, again, especially in EU, and I know guys in the States, like I've watched Unbeatable Jacob play. Dude plays against JB. He plays against literally, he knows every single person he plays against. He's on East. I match up against the same 10 players every single game on EU servers. And 6 of those 10 are in like a competitive EU chat. Like play the game competitively. So it's like, I understand why in a competitive setting, Iverson may not be as good as Caruso. But for 50% of people, for 90% of people watching this video right now, there's not even 100 people that play competitive MyTEAM right now. And let's just say this video gets 10,000 views. That's 99. Is that 99%? Is 101% 10,000? Yeah, it is. So 99% will never play competitive 2K that'll watch these videos. And of people watching the videos, of the other 99%, at least 50% will never be in high bracket SPMM, so they're not going to be playing competitive games. And in a non-competitive environment, Iverson's really good. Unless you're playing against someone who's good, Iverson's really good. Like, there are a couple of hundred people in the world that know how to expose Iverson. Maybe a couple of thousand people that know how to expose Iverson to the extent that he's rendered worthless. So, like, if you're talking about when someone knows how to expose Iverson, then put him in F tier. Either put him in F tier or put him in B tier.
I'm going to put them both at C tier. What I will say, though, is if you do want to use AI for fun, I mean, heck, Triple Threat Online, Clutch Time, you could maybe have him at A or S.
I mean, Splash uses Iverson. Or he did for a while.
Avery Bradley up next.
He's better than Caruso.
Because obviously, Amethyst, I mean, this is the Avery Bradley we're talking about. How good is he straight up compared to...
He's better than Caruso. He's got quick dribble style.
I mean, you look at the total stats, Alex Caruso is a little bit better. Meanwhile, guys, Avery Bradley has quick, Caruso has slasher. I think I prefer Avery Bradley by a little bit, but we're just throwing another guy in.
Iverson should be a tier. Iverson's better than those two guys, though.
Separate the tiers out. But I have a hard time separating Avery Bradley and Alex Caruso.
Yeah, I agree. The same tier. They belong in the same tier.
Better if I did have to choose between the two. But, I mean, either one of these guys is going to be really good on the defensive end of the court. I think
A or S.
Bradley's just going to be a little better offensively. Caruso is a little bit taller, though. So
Baron Davis is next.
Really just comes down to your preference. Baron
A or
Davis,
S.
I know a lot of guys love this card.
What?
And I do not like him at all. But I like him enough to put him at B tier.
Have you... Wait, what? B tier? He's like a top 4 point guard in the game. Like, he has one flaw, and it's he doesn't come with quick or shifty. He's better than Wall. He's legitimately better than Wall. Like, what? Have you even used this guy? Because I know for a fact Ty hasn't used him on any grinding accounts. Have you even used this guy? You haven't even used them. You haven't even used the guy.
Edge-wise, the card's really solid. If he had, 75 interior...
But you haven't used him.
I probably would be high on the card, even with this bum base dribble style. Dame release on quick is absolutely incredible. It's just that base dribble style, guys. I hate the base dribble style. If you really want to use a guy like this, just use Damian Lillard. I mean...
Lillard literally can't play defense. Baron Davis is the best Baron Davis statistically is better on defense than Gary Payton and is half interceptor. Dame can't guard a tree.
The clutch time, Damian Lillard, and you got Baron Davis. I want you guys to tell me who's better because
Baron Davis is not even close. I have both of them. Damian Lillard hasn't touched my team in over a season. And Baron Davis is my starting point guard, and I have Gary Payton.
Obviously, Dame on the offensive end is going to be a little bit better. Yes, Baron Davis does have better defense, but with the base dribble style, why would anyone need their point guard to have quick or shifty? When Reggie Lewis exists, when Terry Dishinger exists, when Kobe Bryant, when Klay Thompson, Buddy Hield if you're on a budget. Nobody runs through their point guards. I understand. If you were running through your point guard, fair enough. Nobody runs through their point guards anymore. The 2 guards position is so stacked, you don't need quick and shifty on anyone. He's legitimately top 5. There's no question about it, Baron Davis is top 5. Is he worth the tokens? Probably not. Probably not, because I'm pretty sure you can liquidate those 750 tokens about 250, 300 KMT. He is not worth 250, 300 KMT, but he's still top 5. And he's still better than John Wall. I just don't know about. I just don't know if I could deal with that. Corey Joseph, look, man, I know you came out just the other day.
He's chick, though. He is chick.
Players, you might be useful, but
he's
overall
chick.
In 2K, man, you are literally worthless. You can't dunk. You're not good at all in the defense.
Oh, no, I agree. He does belong with the bottom tier.
Shot 69. It's not terrible.
From the guys that he has on his list, he belongs to be in the bottom. He deserves to be in the bottom tier based on the guys he has on his list. Because he doesn't have any of the actual scrubs in there. But he's actually kind of chick. He's not awful.
For a point guard, it's not great. If you're using Corey Joseph, hate to tell you guys, but there's better options.
Yeah, there is. I agree.
Look, if I'm putting Baron Davis in B tier,
Baron Davis is so much better than Dame. Don't compare those two. Just because they have the same release doesn't even mean they're on the same stratosphere. Dame is a better 300. Dame shoots from limitless. That is a fact. Dame moves better than Baron Davis. That is a fact. Baron Davis is the literal best defensive point guard in the game. You have got a glass cannon versus the best defensive point guard in the game.
on-ball defensive point guard in the game, including Gary Payton. Like, you've literally got, unless you want to say like Magic Johnson and Penny Hardaway because of they can X switch and guard small forwards. Yeah, then fair enough. You can argue them. But like, you are comparing a solely offensive player with no defense to a pretty decent offensive player who's the best defensive player. The only similarity between these guys is their release. Literally the only similarity. They've changed up all the Baron Davis' SIGs and Dame Lillard's SIGs are so different. The only similarity is the release. There's nothing even. There's no reason to put them in the same tier because they're the same card. There's no comparison. There's no similarity. Like, let me have a look. That's like saying that, what's his name? Comparing Bailey Howell to, what's the guy's, oh my god, I forgot the guy's name. He's the Exchange Award. Who's the Exchange Award? In fact, basically, he's the 6'4", Jeff Malone. So I compare Bailey Howell to Jeff Malone because they have the same release. They're nothing like each other. They're nothing like each other. So let me have a look here. These cards are absolutely zero like each other. Damian Lillard to Baron Davis. Let's compare. One thing, Dame, way better shooting. Way better creating. So Dame does have that over Baron Davis. I want to just make that clear. Baron Davis plus 162 total stats. Stats-wise, Damian Lillard plus 5 stamina, plus 8 hands, plus 5 offensive consistency, plus 1 3-pointer. Look at the difference in defense. Baron Davis, his interior isn't great, but he has the block to make up for it. Rebounding, even Baron Davis is better. Badges-wise, Dame is the better shooter. Dame shoots from deep, but again, you can just give Baron Davis gold range. Give Baron Davis gold range. Like, it's kind of simple, but half range on Dame is definitely better. The big difference between these two guys is that Dame's way better on the offensive end. The only comparison, like, they have no similarities. The only thing that's even close to being, they have the same dunk animations, but they're both really good, is their release. Their release is, that's it. And then Baron Davis also was a way better leaner. Like, they're not even close.
I'm putting Dame.
Like, if you want to argue Dame over Baron Davis because you prefer offense, then fair enough. But, like, you can't just say they're the same.
Damian Lillard in B tier as well. I just want you guys to...
I agree with Dame and B, but Baron Davis is a worst A tier.
Dame is going to be worse than Baron Davis. I 100% get that, and I 100% agree with that. But Dame 6'2", 6'7" wingspan. Baron Davis 6'3", 6'5" wingspan. Badge-wise, I mean, basically the same. Obviously.
What are the badges, though? One of them is half interceptor. The other one doesn't even have a defensive badge. Barely has a defensive badge.
Baron Davis, again, on the defense end is going to be a little bit better. But what you guys might not notice about this is the fact that Damian Lillard has the Dame dribble style, whereas Baron Davis has the base.
You're just trying to crap on Baron Davis.
That's the difference in the cards. Forget everything else. That is the difference, as well as Limitless Spot of Hot Zone Hunter. You
haven't even, like...
These are their offensive shooting badges that he's just going to have.
You haven't even scrolled down to defense.
I get it. Baron Davis is a way better defender. I'm not trying to argue that. But base dribble style on a point guard is tough, guys.
But really you don't dribble. Nobody. You don't even.
Garland's not terrible.
Mr. TYDEBO, you don't even dribble with your point guard. You don't even do it. Nobody dribbles with their... Nobody does anything at any decent level in this game unless they're using Steph Curry or Iverson dribbles with their point guard. Not even you dribble with your point guard. Not even you use dribble style on your point guard.
Okay, and he's going to be our next guy we're going to go over here. And I want you guys to know he's not terrible. 6'1", 6'1" wingspan. I get that. Yes, I understand that. But Dame release on quick dribble style.
You can put him one tier above Joseph.
That's the best way to phrase it.
Yeah.
I'm going to put him at D tier. Because I feel like the guys at C tier give me a lot more than Darius Garland.
Yeah,
Darius
Bing has to go
Garland
C or D.
Is the singular worst defensive player on this list. He's worse than Al.
Dame and AI should be in the same tier. Just objectively, Dame and AI should be in the same tier. If anything, AI is better than Damian Lillard. Baron Davis should be up one. Other than that, I agree with the rest.
Allen Iverson defensively. Because of that, he is going to be a D-tier caliber player. We only got 35 or so guys left, so hopefully we get some better guys starting on this list. Dave Bing.
How is he F tier?
Not one of those better guys.
How is he F tier?
This about Dave Bing. When they went through and changed everybody's jump shot from set shot 4 to jump shot 4, Dave Bing received a big boost. Like, if you fully back out Dave Bing,
How is he F tier? He's not great by any means, but like how like he's Caruso level at worst. How is he F tier?
I'm here to tell you this card's pretty solid. That's what I will say. If you fully do badge out,
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Enough release. Like if you wanted to move Dave Bing into B tier, I'm not going to be the one to dissuade.
No, don't put him in the. Don't put him above Iverson.
Still lacks, obviously, defensively, he's not going to.
Relax there, Ty.
Fully badge him out. If you did, he's a solid enough point guard in the game. De'Aaron Fox is a dude I'm dragging to B tier. I think De'Aaron Fox, I know his interior defense is not great, but I think he's on the level of Baron Davis, Damian Lillard. Now,
Baron
Davis,
Davis,
no. Talked about enough, or as much as a lot of the other guys.
I don't mind him though,
and rightfully so. I mean, the 34 in defense.
I don't actually do not mind De'Aaron. I think De'Aaron's pretty good, but God no, he's not better than Baron Davis.
Is terrible. What you guys got to use with this De'Aaron Fox card is you've got to use the ball stripper badge, man. You've got to just spam X or square if you're a PlayStation if somebody does post you up, because otherwise he's not going to get you paint stops. Quick dribble style, Hall of Fame quick first step, shooting badges, you can give him everything. Look, I love watching De'Aaron Fox in real life, and I'm telling you guys, in 2K, the dude can hoop as well. DeJounte Murray's our next card here. He's an interesting card that I'm dragging into C tier. I drug that DeJounte Murray, but heck, this is the one we're going to talk about, the Mystic, who's just a...
He's not as good as Caruso. Not even close.
6'10" wingspan. DeJounte Murray, this one's not great, but I'm telling you guys this. If we get a DeJounte Murray, as far as, let's say, a peak diamond moments card, he might be the best point guard in the game.
No, he only
he's
still
6'4", but with the 6'10" wingspan,
still a slasher dribble style.
6'6". I know he's got a slasher dribble style, but jump shot 93 is not terrible. If his
not good
gets
either.
A little bit better, defensive gets a little bit better. This card has potential in 2K. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not
he
saying
does.
This card is that soup. I do think he's a C tier level card. If we do get a better DeJounte down the road,
Iverson's better than DeJounte.
Be immaculate. We might have to eventually change some tiers here because right now we don't have any A or S tier players. And Derrick Rose is not going to change it. I'm going to throw Derrick Rose into a C tier.
I'd have him D, but I don't care.
Rose,
I'm cool with that.
Is a card I want a new one of. Look, I'm not a big fan of small point guards, but I'm telling you guys this right now.
Oh yeah, new Rose is going to be insane. This Rose isn't. 73 3-ball, like.
The big thing for
me, it's 77. Still 77 3-ball on point guard.
When we get a new Derrick Rose,
78 lateral.
we're going to make him a little better on the defense. I'm not even going to sit here and say Derrick Rose is going to be complete. But this is the Derrick Rose we saw in the middle of December, okay? Obviously had a way better perimeter defense, way better.
Yeah, we're getting Rose soon.
Great speed. Badge-wise was a little.
We're getting a Rose soon. We might even get Rose on Friday, to be honest.
See a Derrick Rose that we might have saw later on, right? This one was in May, but you know, more realistic to what we could possibly see with 99 speed, really good 3-ball defensively. I mean, again,
what D-Rose was that?
Great defensively.
Remember a 2K20.
Way better perimeter defense, way better left. Derrick Rose. The big thing for me, edge-wise, was a little bit better. Let's go back to 2K20. Let's see a Derrick Rose.
This Rose came out in November.
Later on, right?
No, this is just because May 26th, not the day when this site launched. This Derrick Rose came out on the 20. It was the same day as Kobe Bryant came out. It was Idol's Derrick Rose, or his prime Derrick Rose. Kobe came out that day as well. I remember it very, very vividly because it was a Wednesday. It was a Wednesday night in December, some stage during 2K20, because it was the day I went on a pub crawl before, the last ever pub crawl before COVID, and probably pre-COVID the last time I drank heavily, so pre-everything. So I very vividly remember the day this card came out.
Man, this one was in May, but
no, it was November.
To what we so quick, perfectly easy to time.
I mean, Ty ran him at 250.
So really good release. I'd be willing to bet Derrick Rose is one of my point guards heading into the 250K tournament. I would be willing
highly
to
unlikely
that the next Derrick Rose that we see, probably within the next month, is going to change the game.
Nah, it'll be good though. I don't think it'll be going for 250 because Lonzo's going to come out. I reckon Ty's going to run Lonzo.
People offensively might be struggling. Derrick Rose is going to be the guy to fix that. This Derrick Rose, not.
You might get New Penny as well.
Plan. The next Derrick Rose we get will definitely be Donovan Mitchell, our first A-tier point guard. Now, I know he's a shooting guard primary. I get that, but nobody's playing him at shooting guard. Everybody's going to play him at point guard.
Really not S?
I did not move that well with Donovan Mitchell. I played against him last night, got bought by him, so I respect the guard in general, right? He can move. Shifty dribble style, jump shot 4 is
Like,
not
if you're-
the greatest, but can move and groove.
If you're looking to score with your point guards in, if you're looking for your point guard to be primary, Mitchell's probably the best. Even over Steph Curry. Mitchell's probably that dude if you're looking for a primary as your point guard.
Plays pretty solid defense. You don't really even notice he's 6'1". Yes, his price, he's way overpriced, guys.
Oh, he's stupidly overpriced. Don't buy him, but if you really want to do it, get him.
But I'm saying this, guys. If you really want a point guard that can move and groove, Donovan Mitchell is a decent option, right?
He's the best.
Especially for what he gives you on the interior with that.
He's the only option that can play defense. There's Steph Curry, but he doesn't play D. He's literally the only option if you don't want to be targeted.
79 interior and really solid defensive badges in general. Dwayne Wade Evo card is going to be our first S-tier player.
He might be the best.
Now, why do I like Wade more than Donovan Mitchell, you guys might ask? Well, here's the
Release
deal.
is better.
Wade's
Release is
6'4"
slightly
with
better.
a 6'10" wingspan. Badge-wise, they're basically the same. I know you can't, apply all these badges on Wade.
No, Wade is S.
But guys, shooting-wise, going to be knocked down. Defensively, really, really solid. He's a card that, yes, I will admit, slash dribble style, I don't necessarily love it. So it's not terrible, right? But if you can get used to dribbling with Dwayne Wade, he's solid. He's the card I kind of want to try out again, just to see if I can.
Every dribble style outside of quick, shifty, or certain individual ones, and to an extent fundamental, have slow releases from bursts. You just need to find what bursts work. Slasher dribble style, power dribble style, base dribble style. The more I use all three of them, the more they're basically the same. You just need to do different things. Basically, they all have certain bursts, but you can't hesitation into a burst that you can quick and shifty, which is the normal burst that people do. But anything big is the worst. Certain individual people's are awful, but as long as they don't have a signature dribble style, quick the best, next to shifty, but both of those are so far ahead. Then it's slasher, power, base, pretty much all the same, and then there's big, which is way worse than all of them. So slasher, power, and base dribble style, like there's not much of a difference between those three.
Can make it work because I love point guards. First of all, they can play defense, and second of all, they can attack.
Oh no, Wade might be the best. Wade might be the best. Honestly, Wade might be the best.
The first S-tier player today, Eric Bledsoe.
C.
Look, Eric, I played against you the other day, and you got incredible animation. But that's not enough to put you any higher. The 79 interior is great. You can obviously dunk. Now, you know what? I'm putting Eric Bledsoe into
yeah, oh no, he's better, way better bros. Way better bros.
Interior, complete badge-wise. Problem is he's 6'1". If he was 6'3", 6'4", he'd probably be B tier. Even at 6'1",
not even close to Baron Davis.
Enough to be at that C tier. And so does Eric Snow. I don't care what anybody says. This Eric Snow at 6'3" at the 6'6",
he's huge.
Is a pretty complete point.
He's huge. I don't know why but he's huge.
And watch out. Like, you give him this duo and watch out. Obviously, without the duo, still
not going to miss. Dude does not miss.
Pretty solid defense. Just a solid point.
Fundamental dribble style.
Eric Snow is not necessarily a point guard I'd recommend you guys picking up at this stage, but a card that for his time
he's still alright.
We're getting down
to
now I'm the
two
lines here, which means we're really making some good strides. Gabe Vincent is our next.
Corey Joseph is better, as good as him.
Now, Gabe Vincent, obviously a moment card that you can get for free. 6'3", 6'6" wingspan.
You can't get him for free.
Style jump shot 116. He's not terrible. Gabe Vincent is not terrible. The problem
he's
is
like 1,000 MT though.
Interior defense and 25 block rating, and no defensive badges. I think D tier is where we're going, but he can move a little bit on the offensive end of the court. Gary Payton, a card I regret taking out of my lineup ever. This card is.
Yeah, I agree. He's S. I prefer Baron Davis, but he is S tier.
I feel like we're gonna get a Derrick Rose, and that's gonna change a lot with my squad. But for now, I mean, Gary Payton is complete, man. He can attack the rim with a decent driving dunk. You guys are going to see 70 driving dunk. Pretty good defensively. 74 interior. Hall of Fame ball stripper. Like, he's a card, again, I regret ever taking out of my lineup. This card is the real deal. No chase down on his brick wall does hurt the value of the card a little bit, but I'm telling you guys, he is.
He's really good. He's S. He's S.
I can't wait
no
to see
question
the
about
Gary
that.
Payton stats.
No one's arguing that.
It might be Dark Matter Gary Payton, honestly.
Oh, he's without question. Dark Matter Payton could be insane.
And if he's really good, if the Dark Matter Gary Payton's really, really good,
Gilbert F tier and move on.
That card, like,
this
Gilbert Arenas.
No, he's so much worse than Corey Joseph.
Because he's not short. He's 6'3".
He's so garbage.
And honestly, guys, Gilbert Arenas is a guy that if 2K really did want to release a cheesy card, they'd release a Gilbert Arenas with a non-jump shot 11. Heck,
he's so garbage.
Jump shot, 22, for example.
He's just so garbage.
Gilbert Arenas a little bit better, change his dribble style, make his release.
But he's so garbage. He's the worst player on the list.
Interior, that's going to go up, right, to at least a 70.
He's a garbage man, though.
I'm telling you guys, we're going to get a lot of point guards in the near.
Look, I'm sorry. You've just ranked You've ranked Gilbert Arenas based on a hypothetical card that doesn't exist. We may get a good Gilbert Arenas. That is perfectly fine. That does not change the fact that he's the worst player on this list, and it's not even close. It's not even close. He's so much worse than Corey Joseph.
Near future that are going to be solid. This Gilbert Arenas was not solid, but the next one could definitely be.
Maybe. But you can't keep him off. He's the worst player by a mile. You can't not put him in bad tier because of a hypothetical. 2K literally did not give us a good release Gilbert Arenas until like June last year. The Idols Dark Matter was the very first Gilbert Arenas that didn't have base 11. Let's not forget that. The Idols Dark Matter were in Season 8. In Season 8. Like... Oh, lads. He's the worst player on this list by a mile. He's the worst player on this list by a mile.
Pretty solid. Isaiah Thomas, look.
You cannot simply... I agree, Isaiah Thomas is D tier. But you cannot move down Gabe, move down Gilbert. Isaiah Thomas and Garland belong to the same tier. Move down D-Rose. Move down DeJounte. Actually, no, keep DeJounte there. DeJounte's fine. Move down D-Rose 1. Move Gabe, move Gilbert down 1. Then it's looking okay. Right now you have a Isaiah Thomas card that you right now today could survive with. He's not going to be good, but you could survive with Isaiah Thomas when you're playing this game online. IT is also quite a lot better than Eric Snow. I just want to put it out there. He's quite a lot better than Eric Snow. And probably better than Eric Bledsoe as well. But you could survive with IT. If you use Gilbert Arenas against me, I will laugh. Like, Gilbert Arenas is so bad that, like, I'm not even sure. Ty is 40 points better than me at 2K. I'm not even sure if Ty ran through Gilbert Arenas, he could beat me. That's how ass the card is. And that's not a knock on Ty. Ty's 40 points better than me. But I think if he ran through Gilbert Arenas for a whole game, it would be a ball game. That's how ass this card is.
For his time, was immaculate. Isaiah Thomas for his time in 2K, the early 2K days, was so good.
He is C tier.
On October 4th, could dunk the ball.
I agree with the tier.
Played really solid defense. And mashing wasn't necessarily that overpowered back then.
Mashing was, people didn't know about it.
Overpowered and it's really tough. But with the quick dribble style, I mean, IT can get it done.
Yeah, C tier. I agree.
Just a cheese ball like Derrick Rose, kind of dribbling wise.
Way better than Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose, next card is going to be better because he's 6'3". And height is just so important. Ja Morant, I'm taking into B tier. If you did end up grinding limited for Ja Morant, you got a really solid card still.
Yeah, and he's season 1 as well, so yeah, Ja's great.
Relax quite a bit. But, I mean, stat-wise, he's not bad. The 39 interior really is awful. But I think comparable to De'Aaron Fox with the shifty dribble style.
Was he, sorry, season 2. He wasn't season 1.
He's a B tier.
Season 1 was Booker.
Player. I know we got a lot of C tier players right here. I just don't like separating them too much. I think Ja Morant's better than everybody at C tier, and I would be willing to take him over all of them. Jamal Crawford is a card I know a lot of you guys like. I know a lot of you guys love Jamal Crawford. I'm just not.
I agree with his tier. I agree. I agree.
He feels like he's 6'2", 6'3". Maybe it's because he has a small player model player build. I don't know. But he just doesn't.
Problem is you can only make him good at shooting or defense.
Drive, quick change, quick first step, and the shifty dribble style. Trey Burke, based on number timing, this card should be better than he is. I just don't know how to.
I agree.
I do not have success with Jamal Crawford. Maybe you guys do, and if you do, awesome.
I fully agree with that tier. It's just Baron Davis needs to be at least one higher.
With him, and honestly, he's the worst player at B tier in my opinion. Jason Kidd, here's the problem with Jason Kidd, guys. What does he really give you over a guy, let's say, like Gilbert Arenas? Like, obviously, he's a little bit taller.
He's so much better than Gilbert Arenas. Don't.
But, like, come on, guys.
Like, come on. He's so much better than Gilbert Arenas. I'm sorry. He's so much better than Gilbert Arenas. Do not put... Like, he may be Ace and Kidd. He's so much better than Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas literally has, like, 80 lateral. Gilbert Arenas has the defense... Like, defensively, Gilbert Arenas is basically freaking gold Dennis Smith Jr.
Guys, Jason Kidd is terrible. I will say when Jason Kidd gets his release on quick, it's not bad. Like Josh Giddey has Jason Kidd.
His upper is it is bad. His upper is garbage. His upper is so garbage it is bad.
Even put on this list. But Josh Giddey, if you did want to put him on this list at the point guard position, I'm probably putting him at C or B tier. Like he is not bad. Probably B tier for Josh Giddey. Like I do not mind him at all. Jason Kidd is just not it in 2K22 MyTEAM.
Move some of them down. Joseph's not that bad.
And I hope we get another Jalen Noel card soon. Reason is jump shot forward, shifty dribble style. Imagine if 2K just
he's actually so chick.
Jalen Noel card, like a Pete Diamond or something. 6'4", 6'7" wingspan.
He is so chick.
Everybody's gonna play him at point guard. 93 ball, 80 driving dunk. All they have to do is boost his interior and defense in general, and you're gonna have a Jalen Noel card that can hoop. I'm not saying 2K is ever gonna do it because they won't. they did want to juice a Jalen Noel card, they definitely could. Throw Jalen Noel right in there with Gabe Vincent.
Hey.
Jerry West, the logo.
Baron Davis is also better than Jerry West, so he's
I'm not going to sit here and say Jerry West is the top 5 point guard in the game because I don't believe that. But what I do believe is that if you love Jerry West,
Baron Davis is a top 5.
This card defensively on the perimeter is really solid. Obviously, shooting wise has really
The
good
44
back.
interior.
He moves decently well. His release is pretty solid. Can dunk the ball.
Like, he's up for. I don't get it. Like, the 44 interior apparently is the reason why Baron Davis, who's basically just like, if you give Baron Davis limitless spot up, Baron Davis is basically Jerry West with a way better release, a way better driving dunk, better defensive badges, is taller. I know his wingspan is shorter. I don't get it. And has better interior and a way better block, like block plus 30. I don't get how Baron Davis is a tier below Jerry West. I think Baron Davis is the best player, not an S tier on this list.
The only downfall is his interior and block rating. Outside of those two things, there's not much bad I can say about Jerry West. Probably gonna be the best, most usable Jerry West we get all year long. Before his time, the card was not terrible at all. John Wall.
Actually, no. Sorry, Donovan Mitchell.
Maybe not. Maybe you guys really do appreciate it.
Donovan Mitchell's better than John Wall, and so is Baron Davis. As someone, Baron Davis, or Mitchell's better than Baron Davis. Mitchell is better than Baron Davis. I completely forgot that Mitchell's not an S tier. Mitchell's better than Baron Davis. Baron Davis is better than John Wall. I sold my John Wall for 20,000 MT and replaced him with Baron Davis. Like, Baron Davis is better than Wall.
Yeah, how good John Wall is. But the fact that he was on triple threat boards is amazing to me. Because it made a really good point guard pretty cheap in my team. 93 ball, 95 driving dunk, 96 ball,
He has no interior either.
94 lateral quickness. Yes, the interior isn't great, but defensively he's going to hold it down. Hall of Fame diamond.
Yeah, but he's not as good defensively as Baron Davis. Or not as good a shooter.
The chef has a really solid release. Base dribble styles obviously not great though. John Wall is a hooper. I mean, this card came out on November 19th. Another guy to look at as a guy. Who knows? Maybe we see a John Wall within the next month. There's a lot of decent things that 2K could do as far as the point guard position is.
He's not better than either of Donovan Mitchell or Baron Davis.
Good people, new cards. Penny Hardaway, who we'll get to. John Wall. It's going to be interesting to see a month from now all the different point guard options we got. Because the fact that John Wall, a card that came out 2 months ago, is still an S tier is absolutely crazy to me.
How is he 2 tiers ahead of Baron Davis?
A card who did a thing at a time, that time is over.
He should be D.
Time,
He should be D.
Drew Holiday defended at a decent level. The part is that time is over.
He should be D. Yeah, I agree.
It's over with. I mean, Drew Holiday was solid for his time. Time's over with. Drew Holiday doesn't even have a shifty or quick base dribble style, jump shot 29.
Yeah,
not gonna
he was good, really good for Sun.
Decent defender. Sorry, he's D tier. Kyrie Irving is solid though. I mean, Kyrie Irving, I think is A tier.
Yeah, but he's not as good as Baron Davis.
Kyrie Irving is the best point guard in the game. But to say he's lower than A tier, I think is disrespectful. The card can move really.
It is disrespectful, but what is disrespectful is Baron Davis and B tier.
He's got everything that Jamal Crawford has, although Kyrie just moves better. That's the best way I can phrase it.
Yeah, Kyrie's A tier. Baron Davis is S. If Wall's S, Baron Davis is S.
But as far as just being a fun card and a cheesy card to you,
the only thing is though is that Donovan Mitchell is so much better than Kyrie. Donovan Mitchell's so much better than Kyrie and Jerry West that it's just not even funny. And also Baron Davis, like, I know there's not enough people in it. There's probably more people going to S tier like Penny and Magic, but like if you wanted to move, I wouldn't even be that upset if you move Baron Davis up 1, move John Wall down 1, and move Donovan Mitchell up 1 and have all of them in A tier. Baron Davis not in S makes sense, but Donovan Mitchell not in S makes no sense. Like that does not make sense. How Baron Davis is not in S tier, or say not Baron Davis. How Donovan Mitchell's not in S tier
is exactly that. Now, Magic Johnson, this one, the 75th anniversary. I mean, I meant to drag the 75th anniversary in here, but Magic Johnson is another S tier.
S.
I've started using him over Gary lately. Do I think he's better than Gary? No. I'm probably going to start using Gary again. Now, part of the reason I'm saying no is because I hate switching matchups. I absolutely despise switching my matchups. So, I feel like if I'm going to indeed switch my matchups, I can't press, and that's just a whole thing to worry about in its own right. But honestly, guys, I feel like Magic Johnson does everything okay on the court. I don't think he's necessarily the best point guard in the game. He's the point guard I've been using lately. Had decent enough success with, though. He just can't really run. That's the problem with Magic Johnson. He can't run in 2K. It's a big problem when it comes down to it.
He is S tier, though.
And Magic Johnson
is
is
S
the best Magic we're going to have when 250K starts. So, it is what it is. Right now, an S tier point guard, but probably going to lose his value fast when we get, new pennies. A guy, a new John Wall, a new Derrick Rose. Heck, maybe we even get a point guard Ben Simmons. Magic is going to lose his value pretty fast. Mark Price, the 50 win reward right now in clutch time. A card people have tried using against
D tier.
Sorry, this card is literally terrible.
D tier.
I have AI and C tier. AI makes this card look terrible. AI at least has some Hall of Fame defensive badges. Mark Price does not. He does have shifty dribble style jump shots.
I mean, AI at C is a joke.
But defense, the 25 interior, really low strength. I mean, this.
I agree with D tier though.
He is. I'm putting him in F tier. Mark Price.
What? No. Gilbert Arenas is the worst player on this list. No. What are we doing here? Mark Price is not very good. I fully stand by that. Mark Price is not very good. Mark Price has shifty, a fast release, half range extender, 90 lateral quickness, 85 steal, 98 3 ball, 95 speed. He's got like 10 Hall of Fame shooting badges. Every gold playmaking badge except post playmaker. Gold clamps. Like, what are we doing here? If anything, Mark Price he's so much better than Darius Garland. If anything, he's like, I'm not that high on Mark Price. But let's compare Mark Price and Darius Garland. Let's compare Mark Price right here and Darius Garland. Okay, let's compare these two. So Mark Price versus Darius Garland. Darius Garland plus 76 total stats because Mark Price has got a bunch of 25 stats. Mark Price is 25 interior. Yeah, terrible. Plus 6 interior here. But he's at 85 perimeter defense, similar lateral quickness. Man, Garland's actually probably better than I thought. And animations. Honestly, actually, you know what? I'll give it to Garland. Mark Price and Darius Garland are quite similar. Obviously, he's not that much better. He is better because of all these Hall of Fame shooting badges, as well as things like gold clamps. But he's not that much better. I didn't think he was as much better. Yeah, he's D tier because, again, he's very small. But, like, come on. Gilbert. Jalen Noel. Gabe freaking Vincent. Like, what the hell are these 3 cards doing above? First of all, Corey Joseph is better than all 3 of these cards. Move these 2 up. Move these 3 scrubs down.
Am I gassing it? Yes. Do I care? No.
What? Nate Tiny Archibald above Allen Iverson. Like, he's not even bigger than Iverson. They're the same freaking height. Nate Tiny Archibald above Iverson. Eric Bledsoe above Avery Bradley. Caruso. DeJounte. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Tiny Archibald is not terrible. I'm going to put him in B2.
He's not terrible, but what are we doing? You have him above Iverson. Sorry, he's an inch taller than Iverson.
5 Hall of Famers, 28 on gold, 3 on silver, 2 on bronze, 99 speed, 93 lateral quickness. I know his interior is low, but he just reminds me of another De'Aaron Fox. I mean, you compare him side by side to De'Aaron Fox. The cards
De'Aaron Fox can dunk. He can't.
are literally so similar. Yes, De'Aaron Fox badge-wise better.
Tiny Archibald can't dunk. He's a 6 foot tall point guard who can't dunk. Is bang average. Not even good on defense. 40 block, 30 interior, 80 steal. Explain your reasoning for how these cards are even close to each other. He's also 2 inches smaller with a shorter wingspan. What? What?
Overall, it is just that little bit better. But I mean, I still think Tiny Archibald deserves his spot in B.
No, he doesn't. He's D tier. Tiny Archibald may not even be better than Mark Price. I'm being dead serious. Tiny Archibald may not even be better than Mark Price.
As the PG base, all around, I think he's a decent enough point guard. Oscar Robertson,
C tier.
Hear me out when I say this.
He's big, but
Oscar
stats
Robertson
stink.
is a sleeper for a card that is going to come out really soon as a Galaxy Opal. That is going to be absolutely.
Yeah,
bagged.
I agree.
Nobody's talking about Oscar Robertson, but people should be. Hear me out. 6'5", 6'8" wingspan.
He's
If
gonna have
Oscar
juice
got
post
him out
game,
near
juice
that
strength. He's gonna have
starting
back 10 punisher. I agree.
Had really good defensive stats and an 85 3-ball. I'm not even expecting Oscar to have anything. He's gonna have base dribble style. Oscar release. That's fine. What he's gonna have though is defense. You're gonna have rebounding. Gonna just be like a Magic Johnson type player, type build. But I feel like defensively they're gonna choose Oscar Robertson. For example, let's just look at an Oscar we saw last year that I think we could maybe.
He was so freaking
something like
good.
this. Now Oscar's release on quick is a lot better. Combined that with 90,
He was so good, this
90
guy.
lateral quickness and some way better defense. Do not sleep on Oscar Robertson.
He was like the second best point guard in the game at the time.
To play in the 250K tournament. I'm just throwing that out there. A lot of you guys probably don't really care about that. But I'm telling you guys, if you guys did get this Oscar, you got a decent card. The next Oscar we are going to see is going to be probably
Oscar Penny.
Penny Hardaway, in my opinion, the best point guard in the game right now, an S tier point guard. Here's the thing with Penny again, similar to a lot of the cards that we saw, that we've seen so far. He came out so long ago. I mean, November 19th.
Yeah, he's
cards
S.
that all have came out 2 months ago. Gary Payton, 2 months ago. Penny Hardaway, 2 months ago. John Wall, 2 months ago. Like, can we get some updated versions of these cards, please? I'm begging you, especially with Penny, John Wall, and even Derrick Rose, who I think could be solid. Still Penny.
I wouldn't be surprised if Rose comes on Friday.
Becomes a ton better, but even without the duo, really good interior, really good defensive player in general. If we get another Penny Hardaway soon,
He's Rose is a big enough name to headline.
Going to be the best card in the game, and you know he's already a top player in the game. Pete Maravich, another card that came out a long time ago. It seems like that's a repetitive statement that I've made, but we need some updated point guard. 6'5", 6'8" wingspan, a card that defensively was terrible.
He should be way better than he is. I didn't even like him when he came out.
Now, if we look at last year and we look at the Pete Maravich, we only saw 2 all year.
Oh, he was next gen made though.
In March, just look at this card, okay, guys? I just want you to know, March 26th, nearly 2 months away, we're gonna have cards.
Yeah, he's 1,000
Throw that in the
tokens.
back of your minds and just look at the defensive stats. I'm not saying Pete's gonna look like this, but if we're gonna do Pete, he's gonna be absolutely incredible. This Pete Maravich, I'm gonna throw him into D tier. I'll throw him into C tier because he's gonna do some things.
He's the way worse than Iverson.
Favorite players at C tier, you probably should look to upgrade. Ricky Rubio is a card I'm gonna throw it. I'm gonna throw Ricky at B tier. Now,
How is he the same tier as Baron Davis?
Rubio B tier, and he's on the verge of C or B. And this thing is 6'4", 6'7" wingspan. And what he's going to do in general is a little bit more than some other cards. Yes, I know his interior is a little
He's
low.
just slightly better Eric Snow.
He is 6'4", 6'7" wingspan. I think he's going to do some things better
How is he?
than some of the guys.
How is he comparable to Baron Davis?
Russell Westbrook's Evo card. I'm throwing.
How is he better than Baron Davis?
You guys, again, don't have to agree with all my opinions. That's part of the reason.
Westbrook dribble style is terrible. How is he better than Baron Davis?
I get defensively, not going to be the best. But
Same height.
speaking, he's going to be solid.
Dudes like Baron Davis, obviously you go and give, if you give Baron Davis goal range, Westbrook is just Baron Davis with a baited release and no defense. Explain, what?
I'm not even going to sit here and try to gas it, but the way he's going to shoot the ball, I think makes Russell Westbrook an A-tier player. I didn't get the Pink Diamond Evo, but when you do Evo Russ up, I'm going into A.
What?
Now, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, if he was out right now, I'm throwing him in.
He's not a real card! Just like Baron Davis, you've never used Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I have never used him, you've never used him. And the funny thing is that, like, you did one of these tier lists a month ago. It's more than a month till that card comes out. He's not a real card!
Into S tier. By the time he's available, guys, I don't think he's going to be worth it, because by the time he's available, we're going to have a lot.
But he's not a real card. He's not available for 5 more weeks.
Cards in the game. But right now he's 6'6" with a 6'11".
Right now he's a hypothetical. Right now he's not real. Right now it means nothing because he's not real.
71 interior, decent enough on defense.
Don Marley looked like the best damn 2 guard in the game when he first came out. No one has ever in the history of 2K since he came out seemed to have used Don Marley. It's the same name that came out with Jaylen Brown. He's better than Marley.
The problem with him, slash dribble style, jump shot 91 is not great either, but he's really good defensive.
Like, for all we know, 2K will start juicing jump shots, giving everyone quick releases. They'll have Alonzo Ball with Alonzo Ball release on quick, with shifty dribble style. For all we know, that card's going to exist and render this card completely obsolete. For all we know, Ruby Bonga's coming out in Season 4. Like he did last year with shifty dribble style. Like, the card's hype, but the card's not real.
It was fine. I just really think by the time you're able to get Shai, he's going to be outdated. So,
But he's not real.
I think Shai's going to be a fun card to use. I'm glad we got one. Don't necessarily think he's the best anymore. Steph Curry, the Pink Diamond Steph.
How is he the same tier as Baron Davis?
Opal Steph, I'm throwing into A tier. You guys might think it's high for the Pink Diamond Steph to be a B tier, but I don't. I mean, you look at the Pink Diamond.
I agree with both of those placings.
Really well. It's just
But what's Baron Davis doing there?
Right, especially playmaker wise, all the gold that is really important. Defensively, just gonna be a little bit better. I'm actually debating. I think Opal Steph is at the top of A tier. I think he's up here. But the Pink Diamond Steph, there's a big.
How? Oh, like Donovan Mitchell's the outside of Penny and Wade. And if you like tall point guards, Magic Johnson, Donovan Mitchell's better than Gary Payton. I'm just putting it out there. Donovan Mitchell's better than Gary Payton. And Donovan Mitchell's better than John Wall. And Donovan Mitchell, at least, is real.
Gap between A tier and B tier. I just want to clarify that. But the Pink Diamond Steph definitely deserves a spot.
Wait, what did he say? There's a big gap between A and B tier. And he's put Baron freaking Davis, at least, like, Baron Davis, better than Kyrie Irving, better than Russell Westbrook, probably better than Steph, better than Jerry West, better than John Wall. Probably not better than Payton, but I prefer him in B tier.
But the Pink Diamond Steph, there's a big gap between A tier and B tier.
You're saying he's not even close. You're saying he's not even close. Clearly, he never used the damn card.
I'll clarify that. But Pink Diamond Steph definitely deserves a spot in B tier. I don't think a lot of people think I love Steph, which I don't necessarily love him. But the point guards we have in 2K right now are rough. They are really, really rough. Steve Francis, another rough point guard in my team. I don't want all these players at
Preem.
players down. Let's just move Pistol Pete down. Steve Francis at C tier.
You have Pistol Pete in the same tier as Gilbert Arenas. What are we doing?
Is he a C tier caliber player? I think so. I mean, you look at the card.
Yeah, because his main thing was the burst, and they kind of nerfed side to side.
But he's not terrible for being available, guys, and triple threat online. He wasn't terrible. Shifty dribble style, jump shot 116. You guys, Steve Francis, if you like him, that's fine. It's definitely fine with me. Steve Nash, we're throwing right in.
Steve Nash in the same tier as Baron
Davis.
Davis.
This card in clutch time, you're gonna have some success. If you try using this card anywhere else because of that interior, it's probably gonna be pretty rough. Especially if you do try using him in my team unlimited. Dribble style, not great, not terrible. Jump shot, pretty solid. Just kind of the slower side of things for the point guards for today's era. Still think he's B tier. Throw him right in there with Steph Curry. Tony Parker, dude. I'm throwing you in F tier.
What? Explain your reasoning. How Tony Parker is worse than Gilbert Arenas. I agree. Tony Parker's not very good for what he is. Explain how, in God's name, he is worse than Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas plays no defense, can't shoot. Wow, he's actually got 183 better total. Oh yeah, sorry, all of it is in driving dunk. So Tony Parker can't dunk. If that's your argument, fair enough. Tony Parker has got 15 half badges. Half sniper, dude's not going to miss ever when he's open. He does not come with limitless spot up, but you can give him limitless spot up. He comes with all of these defensive badges. And you know what the biggest thing is? Obviously, half quick first step, bullet passer, dimer, which are all really good badges to have. All of these finishing badges. So even though he doesn't finish the greatest inside, he does have like unstrippable and stuff. So you can kind of ignore most of these finishing badges. But still, he's got all of these like playmaking badges. He's got some good shooting badges. You can give him range. And do you want to know what the biggest thing is? He doesn't have base 11. He doesn't have the freaking top 3 worst releases in the game. Like, I don't like Tony Parker. If you want to put Tony Parker in D tier, I'm completely cool with that. How the hell is he worse than Gilbert Arenas and Gabe freaking Vincent? Gabe Vincent, Jalen Noel, and Gilbert Arenas above Tony Parker.
Tony Parker, awesome. The card is 6'2". The card has slasher dribble style. Tony Parker.
He's not good, but my God, you have some bums in.
I'm throwing him into F tier because I'm sad.
You have some genuine bums in D tier. There are 3 genuine scrubs in D tier. He's as good as Tiny Archibald.
I'm tired of the draft rewards that we get being so bad. Why are the draft rewards so bad? We got Glenn, and then after Glenn, 2K decided, oh yeah, let's make...
It's clear. 2K don't want anyone to play the draft. The draft was it's very, very evident that the draft was just an initial concept to try get players to buy the game at launch. The draft doesn't make 2K any money, so they don't want people to play the draft. It's very simple as to why. Like, because again, nobody's playing the draft right now. Nobody's paying for the draft tokens. Considering the fact that they make $750 MT. It's like $2 for someone to play like 2 hours of the draft. They don't want people playing the draft. It's very obvious that that's the case. That's why the draft rewards for the rest of the time are going to be scrubs. They don't want anyone in that game mode.
Make every other draft reward just horrible. Shout out Andre Drummond. He's not horrible. Man, it makes me so mad how bad they made Tony Parker. Trae Young rounded it off. He's between B or C tier. This Trae Young especially...
He's not... Like, I get it. He's not actually that bad, but Allen Iverson is so much better than Trae Young.
He's not terrible. I mean, he can dunk, plays...
Like, you were about to put him above Iverson.
I know it's a little small. I'm going to throw him into C tier, but he's not terrible, especially on current.
He's not terrible.
He's actually a pretty cheesy card in 2K. This is my tier list, guys. I want to know your thoughts down below in the comments.
Like, Donovan Mitchell in A tier. Okay. Most of this is fine, but some of them are so ridiculous. First of all, there's a fake card on the list. Donovan Mitchell in A tier is mad. Baron Davis in B tier shows that he legitimately has never used the card. Allen Iverson in C tier is crazy when you've got Tiny Archibald in B tier. Like, you've got Allen Iverson in C tier being like, oh, he's too small, but then you've got Tiny Archibald in B tier. You have Ricky Rubio in B tier. And like Caruso's better than Rubio. There are a lot of players better than Rubio. Heck, and then you've got Mark Price in F tier and Tony Parker in F tier when Mark Price has shifty dribble style, a really good release, and like 10 Hall of Fame shooting badges and mediocre defense. Obviously can't play interior. And you've got Gabe Vincent, Jordan Noel, and Gilbert freaking Arenas ahead of Mark Price and Tony Parker. My lord.
You guys think I'm too high on anybody? I know I got a lot of players in C tier, but point guard position is pretty rough. Anything B or anything C or lower cards, I definitely probably don't recommend. Honestly, it's just pretty rough around the edges in general. But
point guard position does suck. I will give you that. I will give him that. So anyway, that is the video. Go subscribe to Ty. And I just really, really, really want to make this clear in the video. I am overreacting to things for entertainment reasons. I'm overreacting to things because that's what people want to see. Because I know for a fact, I'm saying this on video and not saying it afterwards, I know for a fact people are going to take this video and be like, oh, he's throwing so much shade. It's the exact same thing when he reacts to mine. We do this. I'm going to address this once and once only, ever. We do this for the content. Both of us do. There's a reason why we tear into each other on tier lists. It's for the content. So everyone talking about disrespect, all this crap, because I know it's going to happen from this, calm down. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.